recording. Didn't miss too much.
Harbor Viper mirror, so you'll see a lot of these
I'm probably going to switch to YouTube at one point, but...
So strong with that agent.
Yeah, even just slamming the push wall here to be able to cross into yellow, push these players back off the site.
Okay, we got C9 on defense, we got G2 on attack, we're straight in.
Vic is in a great position though. Hiding within the orb, that's one. How much more can he get from this position?
This match should be pretty close, man. C9 are really good right now.
Tried to slip by, but Mitch loses his opportunity, and it's a straight up 4v2 now for G2.
These harbor walls extending off one another, but now they come down. The fights start to open up, and Valen a little bit on a mission right now.
Guys, the quality of Twitch just not the same. Why does this not look...
Around the corner, the fights are a little bit all over the place, but C9 keep coming up on top.
Okay, nicely done. C9 take the pistol, keep an eye on that one.
Is there in time. And C9 went out a cool
weird comp
around there to get their game started. G2, it's
I guess
so
the
rare you actually see those mid-split
the
plays
duelist is
work, but I feel like
wingman.
when you're going for it, playing the harbor comp, trying it out on a pistol round is the time to do it. Just really unfortunate that they lose jaw like that.
This is interesting. So G2 have a comp that can't really take over towards yellow, so I think they wanted to prove that they can go over towards B on the pistol here. I'm pretty sure.
Cooked that round. Now C9 with a monster buy coming into this round. Big guns, regen shield, so...
Yeah, I'll switch over to YouTube after this round.
That's an approach we've seen all season for C9.
Yeah, I'm interested with G2. I think at one point they start spamming over towards A, probably more the buy rounds, but...
Very well for them when they get the ball rolling like this.
Does Harbor help you get past here? Yeah, kinda.
Seen a little bit of the C9 power this comp too, with just all the walls. Right now G2 disrespecting on just the pistols. Have the option to fight through here with the Dizzy, although it's not really going to amount to much against the weaponry of C9.
Jog gets a plant though, and that in itself is a win for G2.
Very, very nice. This is a real clean on this one. He wants to get that ult nice and close. Mitch, yeah.
Rifles surviving through.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to take a little bit of time and compare these comps, because on paper they're fairly powerful for Oxy, getting an operator in his hand, taking a lot of active fights. What we've seen now twice already is Jog using the Dizzy to fight pretty aggressively, even through C9's smoke utility.
What do you think about the Teo being picked in instead of the Sova? Sova's pretty much always had a near 100% pick rate on this map.
Let's see what how G2 actually handle this. Dude, surely at one point C9 get punished for this. This happens non-stop and no one buys Outlaw against them. If you actually look for every team, I would say that C9, this is probably an exaggeration, I would say that C9 buys more regen armors than every team in all of Valorant combined. Is that an over-exaggeration? I'm not even sure it is. They buy it all the time, and they don't get punished by people buying Outlaws. It's probably pretty close. Yeah, I think they might. I think it's pretty close as well. They buy it all the time. And everyone's out here watching demos of C9, and no one's buying an Outlaw. I've got to, at one point, I've got to start questioning what on earth people are doing when they play C9, if that's not something they're trying to look at.
Vic's got plenty of gas too.
And Mitch is here.
And I'm not saying it's G2's fault, because obviously they still have a chance to do it. And it's very early in the game.
Should come down basically uncontested.
Yeah, Jaw has to do it himself because he lost the wingman earlier into the round, but has the reclaim there. Still playing active back on yellow, but a dart's about to come in for C9's retake.
Such a well-timed cove. That'll give some safety to Jawjumo on the site. Can he navigate this? Try and find a kill amid the chaos? No. But his team does well to
spike creates a lot of pressure, so we've got to have to start dueling out to get info. Yeah, there it is.
Players, but G2's bringing the fight to them instead. And it puts it onto Vic. Has the wall, but the spam, the missiles, just too much.
Nicely handled. We got two gun rebuys, one armor rebuy.
They didn't even have the Gecko.
There's no duelist yet. We spoke about it a little bit. We got a wingman duelist.
I do like that approach from C9.
I mean, this is the best map for it.
Emphasis on fighting forward, putting a deep harbor wall, getting in the face of these players.
In theory, the harbor blocks off so many crossfires that you can get over towards yellow. I think, because normally most teams struggle against the perma smoke here.
Got their revenge for dying that way on the pistol.
I do think there's something to be said when you're seeing.
But yeah, in terms of game plan, I do imagine C9 would just perma block this, but we'll see.
Disrespect that. And he might still make an attempt.
But look at G2's utility. The nano swarm there, the push wall, everything just sort of force Oxy off these early angles. And you've got to when you're dealing up against this Jet.
And that Dizzy, the missiles, they're all the more important when you don't have that Sova drone. Do still have the Teo drone, but it's a little bit more difficult to clear out the verticality.
Yeah, the range on that too, what you're actually going to be able to see, because it's a little bit nearsighted too.
Just from that spot over towards B, they were ready to fast rotate. They made sound over towards A though. Does keep the 3 here. Got alarm bot info. This is nice from C9 though. Even though there's pressure over towards here, they are doing what I thought they were going to do with just perma.
Once again, G2 working down into these mid-rounds, but really they've got missiles ready, the wall to come out, Dizzy up on top.
Not that I can see the Viper smoke though.
Ready to hear it flood out.
2 players already in front of the wall, ready to swing through. It's even trades to start, but Oxy can make a mark on this round. 2 kills for Oxy, but Valen somehow fights something back, but he'll need more.
Nice shots from Valen.
Gets it done as Jonah, he's opened up B.
But it was all heard, right? Vic heard those footsteps going down. Both players.
Wait, this gets so weird. He actually wants to rotate over towards B.
Rotating out of that A space.
Vic can't trade because of the...
Puts more pressure onto Vic.
Oh god, is Vic owned it?
Spike is heading into Vic. Vic could end the round right here. Spike.
Okay, Vic's absolutely owned it.
7 seconds.
Dude, nice round from Vic.
Single-handedly.
Yeah, it got weird, right? 25 seconds, he's just killed 2 over towards here. They still don't know about the 1. And he's got all the B space, so he calls him back. And then as he's calling him back, he gets hit by 1. It all just becomes a little bit, really weird in the 2-on-2. Vic's been unbelievable, to be fair.
Just off of the audio, Vic knew exactly what was going down in the macro of G2's calling that round.
Vic! No, what are you guys doing? What are you doing?
Vic has been such a big part of the kind of turnaround that C9 had. They made those controversial off-season moves that a lot of people questioned. Dropping Rossi, dropping Moose, even earlier making changes away from Vanity. But thus far, Vic, the later pickup in their offseason.
You can create pressure over towards yelling. Yeah, with the harbor bacon.
Big wins on the board for
C9. You have double wall block as well.
It's sort of paid off for C9, right? They're 3-1.
At one point, you're gonna give me special book.
They lost were separated by only 2 rounds.
Emmy reading from his special book, which is helpful.
Yeah. Wait, you want to turn it the other way for us, Emmy? Give us a little insight into the madness. This is, again, C9's first time playing Icebox all year on the VCT stage.
But it's the same thing for G2. This is them debuting the map as well. And it is their time out here, down 3-1 to start.
I do want to say one of the things that C9 did in the last round, which was really nice, is they had 3 players on A site, and even as the harbor wall went up and Tejo missiles went into backside to stop the flood coming out from Raptors, they found these little pockets.
How many subs for you to do the Oxy TikTok? I have no idea what that is, but I imagine it's a lot of subs for me to do it.
Backside out of Raptors.
So we probably don't have a number on it.
At a 461
First time.
Yeah, a little different for him.
I think C9 are going to continue to try and get in front of the utility. If you allow G2 to get these easy plants down with the wingman, using utility to force you off the angles, it's going to be hard. Good trade coming out from G2. 2 for 2 is not bad on an eco.
And that's 2 guns that can be picked up here. Georgimo already has 1, but they slowed down for a moment thanks to the Killjoy Nano Swarms.
There's even a world where Jogamo could get into his ult this round after planting the spike. So yeah, Net swinging out on this upper angle. He's cut down by the
God, he's alive.
Somehow.
More fight to come.
Giant jump.
Net was under a bit of pressure. G2 tucks away. John the swing though. Brings this one even, and that's the ult you were talking about, Christy. Will it catch anything? No! Vic in the air, up above, needs to find his second player is Leaf. Only a stinger, but he dances around, finds 1. And now a 1 versus 1. The pistol is out! And Leaf, against his former teammates, comes up with the clutch.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the fish spotted him on above, right?
Second, Leaf with a Red Bull clutch there. Just a little bit nutty.
He's put him in rafters.
I love the way C9 play in when they hear that ultimate use. Everyone's taking high ground, nullifying the impact, but still, just perfect awareness here.
Yeah, and also Oxy is on 1 HP with an outlaw. Like, I didn't see how he got chunked out backside, but it just all sort of fell apart from C9. There's no way those opening fights can be going 2 for 2 for C9 with the gun
upload
advantage. They're going to be kicking
map earlier.
There's that util to clear up pipes this time. No one disrespecting it. Instead of walk up through B. from Cloud.
Dude, who said it
Looks
in
like someone
spawn,
is
man?
currying it in
Jonah,
spawn.
come on.
Jonah P is a rat.
Come on now.
There are about 4 people headed his direction. Was he seen? I don't think so.
No. How many can he get?
Oh my goodness.
Zeppa actually aware of it.
Zeppa's kind of nice with now G2's A players. They've got 2 guys trying to turn around, but so far they've only are aware of the 1 player on the flank, and C9 aren't even going to commit to it.
Jaw was in a position to try and flip the map there, but doesn't really have the soldiers to make it happen. Instead, he'll fight amid the ultimate, stunned up in a corner, and Zeppa will easily take him down. G2 have to hold the line on 2 fronts, and the pressure coming in from the flank, courtesy of Vic. That needs to be dealt with first. Leaf dances around. Time works in his favor, but
Vic,
he can't
you're
find the
doing-
kill. Still, C9
doing incredible.
speed this one up a little bit because Trent has all the util he could ever dream of. First half goes in. It's all Trent, but the
Oh, they're going
annihilation
for it
getting used.
fully?
His
What's
missiles
the time on
already
this?
gone. Is there even time in this one?
Oh,
Mitch
that's
has to
done.
hope.
That's
And he
really nice
doesn't
from
have it
Trent here.
already, trying to stick his way through, but it's too far gone.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, in
G2
hindsight, Vic
steal away
needed
that
to
round,
stay
even though
alive, but
C9 coming in on the bad buy, and C9 spent everything on that. I think there was a Harbor ult, there was a Sov ult. They even had the numbers advantage, 5v4, finding the early pick. Yet it's G2 coming away with the round.
to have half earlier. Yeah, I
Trent
don't
did play
really.
this
I mean, we were
so
watching the
well
big
with
jaw,
the
so I don't
timing
really
on the
know what
utility.
was over towards
But it
site. You would imagine the killjoy mollies.
Stall on the players flanking there. G2 bit like 30 seconds of the spike timer away, just messing with the players on the flank, not giving them a fight. And by the time C9 even won out the duels, it was just too little, too late.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it was C9 like playing with the flank so much as if it was just C9 giving up on the flank a bit. They left Vic to play on that angle while the other 2 players pushing through walked through mid, back over to the spike.
But they'd already committed so much time, but by the time they're coming back, there's just no time to win.
Exactly, the spike had already been planted. Jogmo was also playing like
okay,
super
let me upload this
aggressively.
VOD
Like,
real
when was
fast
the
while
last
this is
time you
going
saw
on.
a Gecko up in the top
We got
left
time
corner
on this now.
rafter of sight on attack Icebox?
Both teams have really prioritized for C9 when they're holding the sites and G2 in the afterplan of being really disrespectful of the opponent's utility. I think you kind of need to with Harbor Viper. If you're letting that util cut you off, you are going to lose the objective every time. And both teams have a very clear understanding of that win condition. Unfortunately for C9, losing that eco and that key rifle round now means they are down to an eco of their own, and G2's taking control.
C9 on another bad buy. And it looks like G2, I mean, in terms of ultimates coming online as well, right? Jonah P, Leaf going to have the pits potentially in this round if they need it.
Hey,
G2
Eco
also
might
calling
be
away
really
from the
nice. They might be able to get
sack
3
from
ults
C9.
out of
C9
this.
want to do a little bit more active fighting towards the A site, which leaves Vic very
Okay, we've seen a lot of A spams, which we thought we were going to see
I'm
the
gonna
whole
go with
time
it.
because of their comp.
Islanded, yeah.
They go against an Eco now, and G2 want to prove that they can go B.
There's
Another
a
one of
pretty
these
fast
flanks.
flank, yeah.
The very
But the
fast
thing
flank.
is,
We got a
G2
alarm
could
bot though.
potentially even try and take into snowman control as well.
No
Like,
matter
they
what
face no
happens
resistance on the
here,
side.
okay.
Now Leaf
I was
turning
gonna
around
say.
to flank.
1v3
Leaf
for him,
is-
but Mitch is coming at this alone. That's an easy opener. Knows that there's more to come, and thankfully has some util to support.
1v3 for Leaf is another day at the office.
He does not mind those odds. Another good one onto Oxy, and that's the most dangerous weapon of this round taken care of.
Man,
Zeppa
Leaf
looking
has
the wrong
played
way,
this
and
so
Leaf,
nice.
easy 1v3
He's played
for
it
the man
so
to lock
nice.
up the chance
It was a
eco.
pleasure to watch, really.
Another day at the office is what I'm saying. Leaf, no problems there whatsoever. I also like G2's calling once Leaf is, you know, communicating, hey, there's a lot of players coming in on our flank. G2 quickly fight into Snowman. I'm not sure if they had the Dizzy for that or if they just faced it on their own, but either way,
Yeah, you got to
it
give
solves the problem.
give a
Even
little
if you
shout
do
to
lose
Jonah
the
as well.
player
His
B main, the spike is still very
like
easily planted
wall
for you to play
timing
back
and
to
his
now.
comms were
Okay,
probably
I think we
pretty
have to look at this
legit.
round from C9's perspective. This is their chance to reclaim control on the half. Because if they lose this, G2 starts to get a spiral of big ults, and this half slips away.
Yeah, well, what C9 are trying to do is they're going to use this harbor wall over towards A to pretend like they're doing a little bit more active fighting. As soon as you see Vic, though, I think G2 are going to know that this is the weaker site. And they're not even going to bother
OJ
wasting any time.
goes
Now, the
in.
thing about Vic is
Do we
he
have
can
the
get
good
this
lineup
ultimate
for this
down
or not?
right at the end of the Killjoy
No, we don't.
lockdown and still not lose the gas on it by being forced away. He can get back into that very quickly and play to flood in.
You see it starting to decay down, and in goes Vic. So he has some space controlled, on this site, but G2 have filled into every gap around the pit.
And G2 have to know that there's the option.
Pretty
for
nice
back
from
here.
G2. They got away with that, to be
Jog
fair.
do a bit of hunting on top
They're
side
great
too.
plant. But they get the plant.
Now a 3v5, good position for
KO
C9.
just
G2 are
got
pushed all the way
salvos.
back by this utility.
Still a
It
horrible
might just come
plant to
down
deal
the
with.
spam. Mitch
You kind of want to
only
drop
on
the
defuse,
Viper
KO
a little
missiles.
bit.
The first line of defense, but you're right, gets
Have
it
that extra
halfway,
angle from
and
sight.
that's pivotal to win this round. Stick coming through, no one there to
Okay,
stop
very,
it.
very nice.
C9 mop up the
I don't know where
retake.
Leaf put
That
his
is the key to
mollies.
success
I
for
guess they did
C9.
one for the
You can't
default,
give
but
G2 the free site. You always have to have players coming in,
maybe they
slipping into
needed
back
something like
site.
that.
Killed or the Viper ultimate there, a beautiful counter. into the
And
Javo,
there's
thank
a
you so
proof
much,
in
bro.
that round, right?
Appreciate the
You're
13
able
months.
to
Thank you
give
for
up
the tier 1.
plant as
Appreciate
long
all
as you are
the
quick enough on that
gifts as
flood
well, mate.
to kill the planter, kill the players that are stuck on the site before they can escape and support the
One on
tail.
pipes, one on spike. Okay.
Exactly. And you're going to continue seeing that even without the ultimates coming into play. C9 are always going to try and have players slipping into back.
There they are
This
again.
round, they've
They
switched
got him
up, so
out.
that active fight is going to be a look over towards B perhaps, but they show similar utility on A with the push wall.
Yeah, there's like rhythm with it. Like when they win one,
New
they
position for Mitch.
all have them.
Up top on Jen. And playing these high ground positions is so strong against the Thrash. Means that ult can't do anything really.
Let's see if Net
Yeah,
tries
they
to
kind of
get
got to
out
respect
here.
that.
Don't
They
know if
push
he's
him
gonna have
back
a
into the
chance. Team
3-person
flanking too.
push.
Kinda gotta be
Turret
the
got
guy to
shot.
play it a
The
little
turret
bit
or
more
alarm bot I
slowly.
didn't see.
Just casting the
Wait,
ultimate now to
we
force the
Viper
players
ult
back into the
before we get
flank.
the plant. This normally doesn't go too well, but they do have
Flank pulls away,
wingman, so
though.
it should work a little
C9
bit
take
better.
back through mid. The Viper's pit should allow this plant to come down, but it's a game of spam.
And they
Zephyr has
spotted
shock darts, he'll be
3
arriving soon,
running
and the
away,
longer
right?
G2 wait, the stronger the odds against them. That is if they even want to commit here.
Well, that's the thing. C9 have over-rotated into A, so now there's players going back into B. They don't have Killjoy utility to actually watch the B main
This is a weird
play.
round.
So they've got to re-spread out onto the map, where G2, they've just been waiting
Okay,
this
they
whole
re-cleared
time to
all
use
of
Thrash
this.
Wingman to get a cheap
They should
plant
know
down.
there's like a
But C9 are
4-person
no
stack
longer
here.
stacking this site.
They gotta be feeling that.
But C9 aren't sending too many bodies back.
Now Molly coming in here, that would have broken the turret had there not been a player waiting. Now that they see a player Jen,
All
they
goes off.
accelerate.
Salvos at the back.
Still, C9 on these high ground angles, they're immune to the Thrash.
Yeah,
It's
C9
fine,
had
it's
dealt
still
with
not
official
bad, 20
well.
seconds. Could this become a bit of a
Wingman
risk?
plant. Can we
The
spam
little
it? It's a
buddy
little
needs
bit
some
harder.
protection. He needs some help, and he's
The
done
short
his job
guy.
well, G2 defend and get the plant down.
Oh my goodness, was
And
that
now the
movement?
task is tough for C9. They're retaking into heavy odds and already taking casualties. A 4v2, I don't even know if they can go for this. Into a Viper's pit.
It's not going to happen. Look where Vic is.
It was pretty nice though. You got to give props from G2, like knowing that they flanked behind, locked them in, and then going back re-clearing all of this. They re-clear all of this, and then they know, especially with when they're trying to create pressure over towards middle in terms of the molly as well. They know that because they've been waiting so long and they cleared all of this, that there has to be question marks. That in theory, the 4 that's here should be like a 3.
But they were spamming over on the generator corner, which was just not
And
even
then I
close.
mean, everyone defended wingman well.
Yeah, remember when you're hearing all the bullets get spammed through, when you have the white noise in your headphones too, it can be hard to get that exactly right when it's a off-kilter plant spot. Was a very good decision though.
It was a
Jaw
good
to
pause.
put
Yeah, it's
there
really good.
from the
Just
first
cut a
time
sound
Gecko
from
player.
everyone.
Yeah, because if you don't get the spike down, like G2 are pretty losing their like. There's
15
not
seconds. They
Yeah.
would have lost the round most
This guy
likely.
came
And
up
the
on
Viper's
minimap
pit
though,
only
so
goes a fraction into the actual plantable area, so you're not really getting many second chances.
He's terrible. I'm not even aiming at you, brother.
Jesus.
I would have liked someone from C9
I would
to try
never
and get
defend him, would I?
proactive
Nah,
into
if
the
this
pit.
was
We
me
saw
with the
that, but
wingman,
G2
I'm
just
sending
had
him
too many
outside of the
players in
Viper ult.
position that were ready to defend.
Just
Into
accepting
another
it.
though, and at least saving some gun means C9 have money here.
Yeah,
Sometimes
both
there's a
teams
bigger
kinda
battle going
trying
on.
To show very similar utility, but finally we have a round where Oxy's able to sneak forward here. A bit odd. Oxy's never had money to buy an operator in this entire half of defense. And barring, I think, C9 winning the next 2 rounds pretty easily, I don't think he's going to be able to tap into that. There you go. That molly just to break the opposing molly on the other side. Maybe an alarm bot if it was there. C9 now call 3 players into the B site because they have this
America's
forward
games
posting, it all comes
matching.
down to
Yeah,
Oxy
it's all like
and
seeding
Zephyr,
games.
this early
I
fight.
think there may be a couple of games that don't
Oxy
matter.
still with the dash to work with. Util heading his way.
Not
Procs
entirely
it,
sure.
but he can't find the mark. And now pushed back by the wall.
That
have that opportunity.
That might be enough pressure from C9 though, because hey, there could be 3 players behind that wall now. G2 had to use the flash utility to get into that space. They're trying to go back towards
And now
the B site,
G-Lev matters
where Leaf
the
has stepped
most.
up. Maybe
Dude, that's the
site, maybe not, but
that's the
all
game.
things
Did we say
considered,
that was
it's
game of the
not
week?
bad
That
dash
must
into
be game of the
V15.
week.
Yeah, very good timing on
Surely.
the dart back into A. C9 practically guarantee that this is
Everything's
a
on
commitment.
the
You can see
line.
the rotates coming in.
Do I have any faith in NRG? I got full faith in NRG. What do you mean?
Oh my! Wow. Vic nearly dies.
I'm the believer.
Trent had some spam up there too to try and catch the player retreating.
It's very thorough stuff. And now it's the round we've seen so many times before. Harbor Viper on both sides, a retake. An early tap, that's already Yuto coming in. But again, just spamming through these smokes. G2 finding success and an insurance policy ready. With that wingman heading towards the spike, Valen for another. C9 need to get on that spike now, but G2 just won't let them. Swings ready to come in from a net. Could be the salvation that Cloud9 needed. But it's the
So
missiles
dumb,
finally arriving. He gets
They
it
get it half,
halfway,
though,
but is
but-
it enough? Net, an impossible task in
Yeah,
the
what a
1v2.
rough one that is. Dude,
And
G2 are playing these afterplans really
win
nicely
another
though.
round off the post plant.
That post-plant utility is just too nasty. And the fact, too, that they're using mollies and walls and smokes to stop
Full
C9
faith
from
in the
getting early fights, too.
35%.
It's not like C9 were late on that retake or anything
Sometimes,
like that.
yeah.
No, they just couldn't actually see
Sometimes you gotta
any of
believe in
G2
the amount of
players
work that they can
until
do
it
in a
was
week.
effectively too late.
Oxy right now sitting at 3-9 on the scoreboard. And I don't want to say that that's because he's playing particularly badly. I think one of the biggest things is G2 is always putting tons of util at the beginning of these rounds to push him off the aggro lines that he loves to play. And that puts him in situations where he's playing into losing retakes round after round and failing to find his mark.
Yeah, the default utility G2 have been throwing into A with the nanoswarms. I mean, that's 2 nanoswarms used. Hold on, C9.
Trap play in
Well,
mid.
he
It's
gets the info
successful
though
up
to
to
see the
1.
instant reaction is so full.
G2 have to accelerate into A side on the other swing of things.
Picked
But
up
C9
the
are going to be here on the
gun.
retake. There's some options now, especially with Rifle in Oxy's hands.
Zeppa already out backside. They're committing an
Oh,
ult into this,
Havro.
but Zeppa's gone. So too is Mitch. I feel like they've seen this round a million times before where C9 look like they have a chance. They start to flood in. But they lose the battle of attrition to G2 players holding the line. And it seems like it may be the same outcome again. Oxy the only one who can turn this around. 2v3. Util still available on the spike. He needs to kill Trent, but they're too
Dude,
good
this
at
Teo
protecting
abuse
him.
is killing me, man.
Another
This
missile
Teo
into
abuse
space.
is so strong.
And a 1v3.
All they gotta do
On
is
the
get the
cards.
spike down.
And that insult to injury, it's G2 with the top side plant. Basically every round they have the opportunity to do so.
It's so hard to win the retake against that plant.
Yeah,
There's like 4 or 5 positions in main.
Not even
who
that
can be
plant.
tough,
I mean, it is
ready
that
with
plant.
Viper Mullet.
It's
Teo,
that plant
this is
and
just straight up swing
and everything on
deny
top of it as well.
Giving you all those high angles just makes it so much harder. It's one of the benefits, I think, of
Dude,
playing
he
the
pretty much hit him
Gecko
dead
here.
on with the dizzy.
The ease of ability to plant up on that top site. Also just giving yourself another rifle to fight. If enemy team is trying to flood into you, there's no better agent to have, I think, than Gecko to be planting and have 5 players with rifles, guns out.
We do
Lost
to
just
counterplay.
by the flood as
I mean,
well.
and a lot of the times when people watch this demo, they won't be able to plant top of site as
In the
easy.
last round of the game.
But on the server, if you're not talking about that, you're probably just doing the most common. We've got to start pushing behind kind of
Hard
vibes.
hit over towards this side. They've circumvented this operator completely, and that's a tag.
Oh, that's
Is there a follow-up though?
No,
Should
there's
be
no
protection
duelist.
here.
You can't go flying in there.
So for the moment, the life stays back B. For at least 2 members of C9. But look how much space G2 get.
Yeah, C9 have no map control either. Like
They
their
cove
mid is
the
kinda
wingman.
capped right now too. They're gonna be
Cove on the
wing
wingman
flanks
to
going in,
plant.
They're dying back. Snow.
Every round, Jojimo is
I mean, you
killing
get it.
someone
That's the
as
thing, man.
plant
You
is
got the
coming down.
cove, you got the wingman.
And it's another
How'd you even
45 retake for
how you meant to
Cloud9.
stop that one?
They have an ultimate, they have some chances, but they need to win these fights quickly. And Oxy, could he be the man to do it? Trades away the operator into the rifle, but he's traded out so swiftly. Now a lockdown into play. Mitch, desperation to try and hold on to this one, but there's a cove. He hops off it. Spam's good from Trent, and in the 1v1, the lockdown. Could it be good enough? Zeppa tucks away. Trent, a new weapon, but time so far gone. It's halfway.
Oh.
It's halfway. Trent needs the swing, and just in the nick
GG
of
play it
time.
nice though. You got to
He
give him that.
gets it
It's a
done.
horrible comp to play against,
First
especially
time
the
we've
first
seen
time you
these
play
two
against
teams
this
play Icebox
comp.
all year, I'll tell you,
Absolutely
G2 are looking
disgusting.
real nice out there. Excellent in the post plants, calling around
got 8
C9's
without a
game plan
pistol?
pretty nicely as
Goodness.
well. It's just another one of these post plants that C9 have no real chance in. You said it. I mean, Jogamo every single time the spike
I mean, do you have
goes
to
down,
just stop
he
buying
has a kill.
Odins on defense, maybe?
Literally
Get that ultimate
infallible
spam
thus far
going.
from Jogamo. C9, only 4 rounds to their name. We'll see what they have prepared on their attack as we return.
Is it a one-off comp? No, I think it honestly might be good for quite a few as well.
Oof,
You don't
stuck
necessarily
paying
like
for
have
phone?
to have that plant top at A. You
Don't be. You know, at Verizon,
can just
we'll
do
pay off
normal
your
plant.
phone. And
And then you
get
can
iPhone
use mollies
16
to actually
on
make sure
us.
that they can't
That's
like
a
fight
value
the
of up
side
to
as well.
$1,600 only on Verizon.
Amy? No, he got a timeout. He got a timeout at like 3-3, I think. Got a timeout pretty early. But yeah, Ivy, you must be buzzing. You got your gecko pick. The C9's map pick. Yes, this is C9's map pick. Not a great one. Not like this. This is a good statement if G2 can win this like relatively easy. Because we've been saying that teams have been catching up to them a little bit. What did G2 ban? They banned their fracture, right? They must have. Didn't fully pay attention to the ban. Ban their fracture. Okay, that's nice.
G2 have played Icebox in 2025.
Really, is that the Lorax?
Yeah.
Hi, Lorax.
I like that there's just one light on the Lorax.
Yeah.
And they're the only member of the crowd we can really see.
Anyways, tell me a story, Meme. You were saying it's like the first time these teams are playing Icebox, or?
I don't remember.
But you have to do it in rhyme,
I'm
like
thinking
the
about
Lorax.
I'm thinking about the trees.
I see. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? I mean, honestly, for me,
You
C9.
give me the story.
You don't
I'll tell
understand
you
what's
a
going
story.
on in
I'll
the
tell you a story about
game? Do you
Oxy.
miss the
Okay.
fun, or is it
Tough
okay
first
to
half,
enjoy the
not gonna
fragging?
lie,
It's
but
fine
now
to
on
just
the
watch,
attacking
dude.
side of
There's
things,
so much going
the
on,
only
mate. No one
duelist
knows
in
what's
the
going
game.
on.
It's time for him to show up.
There's too much util in the game
Well,
at the
C9,
moment. You
they
come at the
start
perfect
towards
time to
B.
not have a good understanding. Enjoy
No
the
one
chaos.
Here to defend, but that Viper. There will be quick rotates though, from the 3 members of G2 in mid, and already they're working their way in. It's just a fight for Snowman.
Hey, we heard in the pre-show, Jonah P plays smart, plays safe, but now there's players running at him in snow. Got a teammate up heaven, he's swinging through the wall. Look at this guy go!
Leaf perfectly
2 kills
spamming him
already,
through
and
the
the rest
smoke.
of G2, the cavalry's arrived.
It's not safe, but it's good from G2. This flood is so quick, and already C9 are gone. Good night, G2.
1-1 on the pistols,
immediately
and C9 needed
reassert
this.
control of B.
That is crazy. Jonah P with the 2-piece right there. The rest of the team showing up in a big way too. And I don't
Dude,
know if you
Leaf
saw
was doing
G2
good
pop
spam, though.
4 light armors headed into that round.
Leaf
2 of
helped
the
Jonah
players
out
didn't
pretty
even
heavy,
take
yeah.
damage. That had bought the armors. They're all getting
Like,
big
it was just
upgrades,
one shot on that guy
saving all
because of the
creds
spam
as
that
well,
Leaf did.
and just holding against this aggression quite nicely.
1 HP surviving as well.
Was 8-4 despite G2
This is interesting because they
losing the pistol.
get the
Now in
Owler
the
out,
second
and
half,
as
they
we
get a
know, they
pistol.
like to
This
buy the
is
light armors, so
likely to be a
that'll help for the
10-4
next round.
scoreline.
Probably force them to buy heavy armors.
Easy orb pickup as well. Nice shots from Oxy, but Jaws here, not enough bullets. He's gonna
Classical
switch
dude.
over to the classic. That's no
W
problem.
King,
It's
of course.
Keep fighting this guy.
Mimi, they just keep coming at him, and
Speedo,
it's
thank you
not
so much,
working.
dude. Appreciate the
It's
prime.
wild
Thank you for
this
that.
is the first time
For the 4 months.
Jojimo has played an initiator
Enough
this year.
Teo
His
before
first time
champs?
playing.
I think
He can
after
play
Toronto
initiator,
it's
He
happening.
can juggle, he can shoot. What can he do?
Doesn't seem to
Sure.
be anything.
Dude, headshot would have shown off here.
Vic. Okay, buddy, no spike for you. Maybe a free kill. Please, please finish the job. Oh, God.
Yeah, just
God.
classic.
Away, look
It was
away.
just a classic, guys. Avert your eyes.
That wasn't the one we cared about. This next one, this is the big one. It's worth pointing out too, I feel like Haven's been a map that C9 have shied away from a little bit. If they can make it to map 3, Pearl, that's one G2 have lost a couple times in a row. C9 have been looking extremely hot on. Just think back to their match against Furia for sure. When I eye this series, I kind of need them to take Icebox. This was their pick coming into today. Just another map they're trying to add to their pool, but
Only
see
4.
if B is a better
He
look
pull
for
it
them
back
this
in
time around.
time. Yes, he does. Gonna come up
And he
nice and
wanted
early.
to show everything they have, try and know what's good heading into playoffs. That's why it's been a bit of a humbling coming from G2.
What armors did they buy? Oh, not too bad.
C9 love buying their regen shields, but against the Outlaw, they've respected it. 3 members bought full shield here.
Yeah, G2 threw that wall up, and C9 actually not even waiting it out. They've got
Lil
through
Mins
Viper
as well.
Orb,
Thank you
got
so much
through
for the
the
tier
wall now,
1.
so
I appreciate
spam,
that
that's the
also,
Outlaw
dude. Thank
dealt
you for the
with.
tier 1.
And they can keep trying to push forward into this site space.
2 players just on the other side of the
Okay,
wall.
Oxy.
Oh, Oxy.
Okay.
He's getting
Going
cute
for
with
it.
it.
Okay.
Pushing in, util in hand for Jojima. What timing does he pick? Here's the drone
Oh,
coming
no.
through, looking every which way. A dizzy in his face, a swing from
That's-
John. It's over.
What are you meant to
for young
do,
Oxy.
dude?
4v4 now. Zeppa stuck in a tough position here, but C9, they've bought a lot of time, and they'll fall back into deeper post-plant positions. But in comes the util. The forces
Oh.
from G2. Can C9 win out in the team fight? They need it now. The trades have to come through as Jaw begins to
Oh,
hold.
no,
The
the
covering
wingman
play, and Valor,
combo.
he's holding it alone in net. Too late.
Oh, we
Too
got a
long
protection
gone.
bubble
The
for
defuse is
wingman,
in.
dude, for
G2,
planting and
they win the
defusing.
bonus.
Very nice from them, though. The
It's
Gecko
falling
Util is actually
apart.
really good.
I mean,
Disco
Oxy's just
JV
getting
with the
owned
5
by
gifted. Thank you so
utility.
much, bro.
He
Appreciate
finds
that.
his
Chat, you
timing
know what to
up
do?
into heaven,
Get the
and
slug
then
oil,
it's
this
the
spam going.
KO drone that spots him
Everyone
out.
at Disco
Then
JV say
Jogamo
thank you,
comes
especially
in,
if you got
takes him
gifted.
down.
Stunned, swung
Thank
by
you so
2
much for that,
players.
Disco.
I mean, let's talk about the work that Jaw did in that round, because it's also Wingman defusing the spike. This late wrap doesn't work because G2 are able to get on the spike way faster than they'd be able to do with any other agents.
That combo,
man,
the
poor
Cove
Lurker.
and the Wingman, put so much pressure on any team trying to hold
Pain
down
watching
the
the
spike.
women.
and
I tell you what, at least the crowd aren't cheering from
kind of, I think, saw
defusing
the
anymore.
lack of that in the
I'm
first
so
half
glad
for
those
C9.
days are gone.
They never were able to have someone on the spike before they were already kind of deep in the brawls. Not the case for G2.
The
at
honeymoon
least in
period
that
of
round.
Wingman was the worst.
It's really interesting watching G2 play this map again, because I'm trying to remember like what this map actually looked like for them last
I mean,
year.
last time they played G2, they were blocking Reyna on Oxy.
Yeah, I mean, the C9 comp
All of the
was
hate of the
wild back
G2
then,
comp?
but
I don't think there's
G2
much hate. I think
playing
everyone's
just a
just
KO
trying to
instead of
work out
solo.
how it works
But
with no
I feel like
duelists.
the
It's
way
been really
Jogamo
nice from
has
them.
been playing has kind of changed how this comp operates for me. He's been super active on the attacking side. You saw that in all of their post-plant situations, but
Oxy
also
played
here.
so safe when he was on the Gecko this map. Like,
I
he was
respect that,
full-
no strap.
Yeah, sorry, Icy. The other 3-letter
respect that
young
a lot.
coolest player
Oxy
in
was the
America.
Reyna on C9. It's 2-letter
One of
teams
those
Oh my
as
goodness.
well.
It's happening.
There's too many of them.
1, 2, 3,
All
4.
things considered, C9 now forced to buy down a few
A
Guardians.
great
to work
pickup
with.
from Jogamo on this one. If he gets a kill, he gets his ult
Really
as
good
well.
spike
Definitely
on
going
the
to see the
ground, and
Harbour
honestly,
all go
I
into
think
this once they
everything
realize that
kind
they
of
forced
worked.
into
It
it.
was just their
4-11, you
forward
probably think they
player
forced anyway
getting
as well.
taken down. Also going for the late rewrap. Not sure if I'm such a fan of that versus the Wingman. Some slight adjustments could give C9 a shot. Assuming they're able to
Retake
turn this round into
simulator.
something.
Yeah, it is a little bit against these comps. Again, I think the people don't Odin enough against Harbors.
Tossed out a
That
couple
was annoying
players
me.
over towards B.
That was annoying me
That'll
when we
means
had the
2
Louds
more reinforcements
meta
headed this
anyway
way.
with the
I like how
Harbour
he
Viper
trends
on
in
this,
position
but
too. He can sort of
it's
take
annoying
a
me
shot,
again now
throw
it's not
down the
back in
stun,
there.
Have your teammate swing off from sight. but
Odin's
G2
kinda
quick to
legit
fall off
against
the early
this.
angles. It's worth pointing out C9
Both
4
sides
light armors,
really.
and Jogamo
Less so
with
on
an
A,
outlaw,
but
so post-plant
here
could
it's
be
like
brutal
dominant.
for C9,
Here
or
and
if they
his,
move
even this
back
wolf
into John
spam's
the
good.
mid-round.
Either way, though, if they hit back into
Pontus,
A,
thank you
it's
so much as well.
Killjoy
Pontus
Util,
_
Jojima
Morgan
holding
with the
that
gifted.
space.
Thank you for doing that
No matter
also.
what happens here, Valen has an ultimate for the retake.
Oh, C9 are going to try and sell an A fake here. Making a lot of noise going through mid. Now they'll have
Harbour
the
Viper. I mean, this is one of the better Harbour maps, this and Pearl.
Send Harbor and the Jet into the A site while they slip into B. But it activates too quickly.
And that re-clear is too perfect from Jonah. Now they're using the ult. Is this still a fake? The spike is practically alone back
No,
towards
it's
B.
a-
They're
whoa.
all the way into the site here.
Where are we?
Where are we going?
I'm not quite sure, but Leaf got a kill with the
Where are we
Nanoswarm on A.
going?
And
What's
C9
happening?
are now trying to amble
20
into B
seconds
with
left,
20
and they kind of
seconds
know
left.
it's a fake at the
Here's all
moment.
of
And
this.
we got
Like, this round is
two
just a disaster from
on
Cloud9.
site to
cooked.
try
10
somehow
seconds.
win this round with
4
10
players
seconds
here
left to
ready
plant.
stop the plant. You
Or did
better
they
save.
just accepted it?
Make the economic choice. They're doing it. G2 make it to 12.
I mean, look, Mimi, I don't hate the call for C9 to try and fake a site hit, especially when the original intent was to actually send the jet
You
in.
need to know how someone died to the molly on A.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to know. My big gripe in that round is your back yellow player can't be dying there. The B players from C9 had to be completely silent on that side of the map. Otherwise, it just falls apart, especially if you're dying. It's just not going to happen.
I feel like there was a tech pause in the EMEA that was longer than this map.
8 rounds in a row, unanswered.
Pretty sure that's right.
For G2.
Let's choke them.
Okay.
Wasn't for you.
Interesting comms from Viper is all I'm going to say. C9 will be moving back towards A, where for a moment Jogmo was considering buying an operator. He ended up selling it. He's being a good little boy on the Gecko. Still, G2 have 4 players ready on the retake. They pushed Jonah P all the way through B. G2 have full knowledge of this site hit about to come in.
Massive question mark created for
C9. Away from the upper angle.
They don't know what to do on this.
The
did they try to re-clear it? G2 did a really good job earlier. They cleared all of this and then cut sound. G9 just kind of go into the blender a little bit. They didn't commit to the plant though. That's nice.
Don't even get the plant.
They don't even get to play.
Nah, I think that's good though.
50 seconds already, and look where Jonah P is.
Yeah, he's been pushed up here the whole round, just waiting for C9 to get cold feet and rotate back into him. Now we've had the second harbor wall come up.
Is that how I said? Show me?
The gas is going to be able
Thank you so much for the bits.
again.
Dude, that's your fast message? That's kind of crazy.
Risk
I
it all
appreciate
and
that.
push through.
30 seconds left.
Feels like we are just bowling towards a bit
25 seconds.
Not the goop again. C9 get a lucky kill.
He tried to time it as the wall was going down.
Positively, but Leaf trying to hold the
Not
line
on the server. It's kind of nice.
achieve his job. And suddenly, this round
Oi!
Net
got an accidental one. Seppa 5 HP. This one is super doable. Smoke to block vision, wall to isolate.
Not considering
One
the
close
flank
if he
just
wants
yet,
it.
finally. Mitch will turn back.
But they're separating.
On high, Jonah spotted. A reposition from Zeppa is good. And time. Not a lot of it left for Jonah. Spike not planted for them though. First tap, double swing, and the dink. Not enough to win the round.
C9 have 6 HP across 2 players to win that round. But what did they do? It was down to the wire. I think, yeah, that dart landing on Jogmo saved this round for Cloud9. Because I think the other 3 players from C9 had all been hit by the Dizzy. So if they're not able to scale up quickly on Jaw brings in his teammates. The crossfires would have been too much. Now C9 finally stepping into a round with some heavy armors, with a couple of ultimates, but now it's time for Jogmo to pick up that off.
Get out of my way.
He's back Raptor with it for now.
Spotted one. And here's the operator on Jawjamo as well.
Dude, how are we just always getting up into B main? G2 allowing Jonah P to get
there's no extra
active
pressure there.
so they can hard stack into A.
Jonah loves long walks on the B side.
Oh, Jaw. Are we really going for this?
He's sticking around. Runs away and actually knows
Yeah,
the
not too
timing
bad.
perfect.
Also, while this was going on, we saw
we
saw Jonah push all the way through B, break the turret, so they might feel like they have to actually like fight further on site here. Because at the moment, behind them is a question mark.
Spot. But G2 still have
They
a lot of
this
forces
cannot
to
feel
win this
comfy
retake.
for C9.
And Trent's already got the kill. Vic up top though. That's a great shot from him. And time being bought. G2 though, arriving in force and trading out on this site. They leave it down to the IGL, but there's so much facing against
This was nice from G2. This looked absolutely horrible to play against.
For the first time this year.
That looks really, really strong. Definitely a lot stronger first time they show it because of the whole plant after plant stuff, but still very, very nice. This was always going to get a win first time they played it, in my opinion.
Out of groups with a 5-0 record, 13-5.